Evening, everybody,
And you can
welcome
play.
to nice and relaxing music here. So I'm just going to do some small about six hymns, roughly speaking, and
Hello.
and I'm here in the studio.
I
here.
thought you were going to play some music, but
Well,
you've done an introduction
No,
first.
I'll do an introduction first on the bottom manual, and I cut it on the solo.
I thought you were going to play, and I'm going to introduce it.
But
You've forgotten.
No, it doesn't matter. I've introduced it now. So, well, you can do your
Well, anyway, shall we start again? This is the rehearsal here.
This is the rehearsal, and you've interrupted.
So, welcome live here to, of course, the NAR show, which is the otherwise known as the Nice and Relaxing Show. Hopefully, we'll have some interest as people tend to tune a little bit later on in the program, but of course hopefully we'll have some interest throughout the whole show. We've got some background music to warm you up nicely here, and we'll have a bit of chat and banter along the way. Julian will be playing some pieces, improvised, and mainly hymns, but of course some tunes that you may not know, and also he's going to be playing some tunes that hopefully you'll give some thumbs up to. And yes, it's Quack Quack here. For those people who don't know me, I'm the one that does a lot of the videos here for the channel of Touring With Us. So of course I'll hand it over to Julian because he wanted to do an intro and it went wrong, and then it went back to me, and then of course I'm going back to him as well. Hopefully you can hear my voice now. And of course, yeah, thank you as always to all the subscribers that have recently joined us, and of course stayed with us for a very, very long time as well. Keep that thumbs up going, even if you're watching on a replay. We do really appreciate it. And of course, if you want to come and say hello to us in the chat, you're more than welcome to do so. I don't know if you've got your spare phone with you, so we can't really call out any names. It'll have to be me. So of course, it's over to Julian. You can play the last chord now.
Oh, good evening, everybody, and welcome to nice and relaxing music. Let's get going here.
Yeah.
Now, what it is six hymns, and
you started your banter already, Julian.
Yeah, six hymns. In between that will be some notices. I'll be reading some notices from my piece of paper,
and I'll come and have a chat with you as well.
In between, after the third hymn. That's what I've written down here. We have six hymns, and they are general in the Trinity. I'm not sure what number it is now. It's Trinity blah blah blah. 23 or 4 now. I presume it's about 2020. I presume it is at the moment. So so 3 hymns for the first part, and part 2 is another 3 hymns as well. I'll tell you the hymns as we go along. Now the first one is Christ is Made the Sure Foundation. Westminster Abbey.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that tune, if there's any words that you want to talk about?
Right, okay, the music's by Henry Purcell,
right.
At 1659 to 1695. It is miles out.
By the way, the camera's there, Julian. You keep looking at me. I'm just behind the camera.
I'm just telling you who it is. The arrangement is E. Hawkins, 1802 to 1868. There is 4 verses there, what I will do here. The tune of Westminster Abbey. There's only one tune to this one. Christ is made the sure foundation. Christ is head stone, chosen of the Lord, and the precious binding all the church in one. Holy Simon, help for ever, and confidence alone.
So let's get on with it then.
Okay.
Did you miss one note out? No. It sounded like you missed one note out.
Stop. Christ is made the Shorn Foundation. There was 4 hymns there. Now, the reason why I played that one, that was requested by obviously me, and we are doing requests occasionally. My request is, and it's all free of charge, and you don't have to donate. We can donate, but you don't have to pay anything. So that is your style on that. And the reason why I played that is because there was a church cathedral at Scottish Episcopal Church in Edinburgh. It's called St Giles's Cathedral. It's a massive round cathedral. It's an organ. Well, there was an organ in it, but because it was Prince Charles the King, it was services at the Crown. So that's one of the hymns they played. The next one is 422 in the book. When I go to the book, it's Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven. Bear with me while I flip this thing around. 22, 422. Now, Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven, to do with the Kings, obviously. This one is Praise My Soul is the tune, and the music is John Goss, 1800 to 1880. So this is definitely out, and there's no arrangements to it. No, it's just Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven, to his feet thy tribute bring. Ransom hill restored, forgiven. Who like me who praise should sing? Praise him, praise him, praise him, praise him, everlasting King. It used to be Hallelujah. They changed the words there a little bit. Second verse is near enough the same, but it comes with glorious and faithless. And we have the third and the fourth verse. Angels help us to adore him. That's the start of the fourth verse. When it comes to the last verse, you have to praise him, and you hear the pedal note down towards the end, like praise him, praise him, praise him, and then it goes, oh, it goes down to D major. Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven, composer John Goss, 1800 to 1880. 100 years out of time of this one. So Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven. Oh, sorry, hit the computer because sometimes it does go like that. I beg your pardon. So the next hymn is 484 in this book. I'm not meant to hit the keys there, but it accidentally happened there. Sometimes it does by absolutely the keyboard. The reason why I play the third verse quiet because normally it's a treble singing that years ago. That's why I played it a little bit quiet. It's the King of Love by Shepherd is. There is tune 2 and 1. I can play both tunes here. The modern one is King of Love by Shepherd is the same words for the tune 2, which is King of Love by Shepherd is whose goodness failed and never, nothing lack I am and he is mine forever. Same words for the same tune, but different tune. Dominus Reging Me, King of Shepherd. The music by John Dykes, 1823 to 1876. And the other tune is by an Irish Melody Petrol Collective. I don't know what date that is, so I couldn't tell you. So obviously it's an Irish melody. So we've got the Irish people in here, and we do have a listen. So put a thumbs up if you know the first tune.
Okay, before you carry on, Julian, I just been watching you in the other room, and of course I heard you on the big speaker. Sorry, and of course the big speaker is just amazing, and you're doing great work so far.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So do you want to congratulate me?
Yeah, but if you shut the door, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you say for that one then?
Yes, absolutely. Is that the only one that said that?
No, I said that.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I said it was sounding very, very good from my end because I watched it on the other video, in my other room.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so what about that? A gratitude then?
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Yeah, well, praise it.
No, thanks. You forgot one word. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely, you got to remember that, John.
Right, King of Love of Shepherd is about 6 verses of this. I'll do the 6 verses of tune 1 and we do 3 verses of the other one.
Sorry, it's my can going there. Hopefully that doesn't distract you. I don't normally talk over these. This is the voice of Quack Quack, which you're hearing me now. Previously known as Nickalini Orange, for those people who knew me through that name. And of course, that's the previous stage name, but it's now Quack Quack. So if you hear Quack Quack, you know what it's all about. And don't forget to, of course, support us by sending a donation if you wish to do so through the GoFundMe link, which is on the description on the community wall, which basically means, of course, you see every sort of post that goes on there. Generally, we keep this uninterrupted, but of course, sometimes we have to give you some notices, at short notices as well.
Now tune 2.
Okay, that was marvellous, Julian. So, yeah, hello to everyone, wherever you're watching here. Just a little bit of a breather while he prepares for the next track or piece of music or whatever you're playing today, because you're just doing a bit of improvisation with all the different kinds of hymns today, aren't you, Julian? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, talk us through some of the hymns.
Hymns. If you just joined us,
if you can remember what you've played already.
Yeah, I've written down here.
Oh, you've actually got them written down.
Well, only this is only a rough version. If you just missed it earlier, it was Christ has made the.
Come and say hello to us, by the way, in the chat.
Don't interrupt.
Yeah, that's all right.
Christ has made the sure foundation. Henry Purcell there, and praise my song, the King of all the Kings is the first part. Praise my song, the King of Heaven, Jeremy Goss. The King of Love, my shepherd is. That was I think it was John Dykes. I think it was the answer to that. So there were two tunes and an Irish tune. I played it there. King of my shepherd is. Now the next part will be in just a moment. I've if you want to know all notices first.
Well, I'll do them in just a moment, because I've just got to get something that is really, really special. And I think I uploaded it on the community section, and you might have an idea of what I'm talking about here.
Right, okay.
It's to do with a theme tunes sort of scenario. Well, we'll tell you a bit more about that in the next song or two. So, yeah, you got some notices.
Well, to do with music and to do with the organ
on
as well.
This piece of sheet here.
Now, you can join this musical event here, or musical, well,
organisation.
Organisations, and everything, read it there, so I don't know if you can read it. You can check their website.
It's in reverse order.
COA, it's called. Cambridge, just type that in a Google, wherever you call it. This one's a sum letter, so you get one each 4 times a year, or something like that.
If you're a member, though.
If you're a member, it's about £15. Students, a little bit less. And over 65, a little bit less.
That's for anyone that's interested in this.
It's every year you have to go to an AGM meeting. I'll tell you about
every year is an AGM meeting.
This is the Cambridge.
That's if you're a member, but of course, if you're not a member, then of course you can go in, but you won't have a say, obviously, unless you're a member.
You have to pay your membership fee.
Thank you very much for the 5 viewers.
So if anyone wants to join, it's a keyboard. You don't have to be an organist. You can be a pianist. You can be a keyboard player. You can want to have a go. You get to try these organs out. So what we'd recently done was the last visit was March the 23rd. Of visits to along Milford, Charlesworth, and Monks Ely, which is in the East Anglia area. Is to do the touring with us as well. What we haven't in the past, no one's recorded beyond this. I've took pictures of it. So so there you go. The visits along Milford Church was served with refreshments in the church as we go on before meeting the organist. Didn't say who the organist was, which I know. Organ was a 3 manual. It's on the National Pipe Organ Register. It's by J. Walker, dating 1867, rebuilt by Alfred Hurst, 1892. It was provisioned for the choir division and was never installed, further rebuilt by Walker in the 1983. It provided the third manual, which is a coupler manual, which is like on the bottom manual of the organ. It was rather odd to play the organ without a swell to great coupler. It's a bit like this organ, there's no swell to great coupler to it. So the organ does not make a great impact on the large building. There are plans to make some improvements if the funds can be found on that organ. It is a good organ to play because I have played it. It's new enough for 2 manual, but apart from an extra manual, that's what it is. Now after that, we had a little bit of lunch, and in one of the arms places in Long Melford. That was a lovely meal there, lunch meal, and then we drove on to St Peter's Monks, Ely. If you don't know where that is, that's 15 minutes away from Long Melford. As they say, another organ, which is a 1 manual, top manual here. There's about 7 stops to it. National Park Register will tell you that if you know the link. Dated from 1879. We moved to the west end of the church in North Spile. This is rather charming village organ, no particularly outstanding features, but there's new positions that will support the regular congregation adequately. And finally, we ended at the afternoons also Chelmsford. We got mixed up when I went. We went to Chelmsford first instead of going back to East. So obviously there was a mistake there somewhere. So we had to go back. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes away from each other anyway. About a mile down the road. There's a 2 manual, 11 stops by August Jern, sorry, I beg your pardon, dating 1876. National Park Register again. Restored in 1982 by William Boggis. Was moved in 2021, New West Gallery on the Tower. The organ was perhaps a highlight of the visit. Work visually quite striking. Display of the pipes was absolutely fantastic. Have been cleaned, repainted, decorated mouse, pipe tops, console given a new cabinet like wood, faces down the church like a Caval fashioned in France, and gives the organ a good view from the ceiling below. Perhaps the full effect of the organ on the play is slightly lost as is set beneath the pipework. Nevertheless, it was a pleasure to play this responsive organ and feels that recent work is sound investment for the future. We thanks for the person who organised that visit. So the next visit, unfortunately before the next visit, there was a slightly siphoning sounds on one of the notes, but because it hasn't been played recently.
What church was that?
That was Chelmsford Church. That's in
Chelsworth.
Chelsworth. No, Chelsworth is near. It's not. It's in. Near, it's not far from Hadley. It's not far from Hadley. So unfortunately, there was a couple of notes were buzzing a bit, so we had to play what was on it until it doesn't get played very often. Once a month, something like that. The next visit, hopefully, I'll be George. I'll let somebody know. I think probably this one is in Cambridge. It's easy to get to, and we meet in the college chapel. Which chapel will it be in Cambridge? Interesting. There was 30 chapels in Cambridge.
Quite a lot of famous ones as well.
This one I have played, and it's near. I can tell you, it's right in the centre of Cambridge, and it's not far from King's College, Cambridge, that is the hard one to get on, unfortunately. But you have to wait your way around the colleges to get around it, I think. All those areas there.
Oh, we went off air for a second there.
We're back here. I do beg your pardon.
It was trying to reconnect.
Do stand by.
Yeah, it was trying to reconnect. Now we're back live.
The answer is it's Queen's College Chapel, which is down Queen Street, Silver, where you get all the boats and the.
Hello, if you are just joining us here, you can see how many people watching.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Are you getting nervous?
No, not at all.
Absolutely.
As we start here, visit to the Binns organ in Queen's College, Cambridge, which is a 3 manual organ. J. Binns is not the old independent church Haverhill, which is 32 stops. It was restored 2002. I think it's Harrison now. I'm not sure. The only thing is the refreshments after we get to play that organ. Hopefully. There will be a freshen-up serve in the Monroe room. We got defined. That's another thing you have to do. It's finding the place. Queen's College Chapel. College Chapel. We meet obviously at 2 o'clock. The organ is ourselves to the afternoon. So it's 3 manual Binns organ and it's up high. So we are grateful for the webmaster to he's doing that.
And remind us what organisation this is.
Well, this is Cambridge Organist Association.
It's a COA, Cambridge Organist Association.
You would get if you're a member, you would get that.
And it's a registered charity, isn't it?
It tells you, look, registered charity at the top there.
Registered number is up there. Yeah, that's where you
if you can
have
see
to
that.
be registered as a charity.
Yep, and the people who have to contact is that if you need any information. If you're a member, you get every 4 months or something like that. Anyhow, we have
it's a worthwhile organisation.
We have a temporary treasurer, temporary president, and the secretary membership is temporary as well. We have vice presidents as well. It's like a committee meeting. So, there will be a committee meeting, but some places that you might not be able to travel, but I might not be able to get to London. You have to get to Cambridge station to go to King's Cross. There
is a website, isn't there?
Yes, I've just told them the website.
Yeah. Just remind us again.
The website is Cambridge Organist Association. Just type it in Google and it should be clicking on the website. It's a small website, so don't worry.
Just type in COA.
Yeah.
Cambridge Organist Association.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's nothing to. You have to contact somebody else for a little.
Nothing to it. Just type that in on Google.
It's a visit to London, John Nottingham Gate, St Giles the Fields. It's a bit tricky to get there because you have to get 2 trains and things like that. And there is lunch in the Central Line on Tottenham Court Road. We don't go that far.
Not at the moment.
So that is your lot on that. And the AGM meeting, if you want to go to the AGM meeting, before I go to part 2, AGM meeting is at Columbus Nottingham Church, Downing Street. There will be an opportunity to play the Hubert digital organ in the church following the meeting. So that's you become a member, whatever it is. So those are the notices. Oh, sorry, that's November the 11th. That's a bit far ahead yet. It probably will be around about 2 o'clock time. No, my doubt. There will be a newsletter for that, I presume. Hubert digital organ was formerly that behind me. So they have a digital organ in there. So that is your lot on the Cambridge Organist Association notices. That is the summary newsletter that I've been
After
told.
the next piece, Julian, sorry to interrupt.
Yep.
After the next piece, I will announce about the CD information. So please do brace yourself for that. So or brace yourself.
Any more notices?
Any more notice? Yeah, I just said it, Julian. There'll be one coming in just a moment after the peace song. That's all right. He's over there
Right.
behind the scenes.
Do stand by with us.
Please do.
Continue to part 1 or part 2, is it now?
Yeah. Play the next one, and then I'm going to do my announcement. Okay, I've got to go fetch it.
Right. Okay. Right. This one is Lord of Throne and Heavenly Splendour, and the music is by George Clement and Martin, 1844 to 1916. So, Lord of Throne and Heavenly Splendour, first begotten from the dead, and that's not a nice word, but and thou alone, strong defender, lifted up by people's head. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Jesus true, the living bread. Normally that's a communion hymn, but I mean, it'll come as a communion hymn. Careful.
Oh, what was that? I forget the mic is still on.
Careful.
Sorry about that. Carry on what you're speaking to.
On there. Lost a new person there. Because he's a bit clumsy, so I beg your pardon there. Lord of Throne and Heavenly Splendour. And as I said, your chorus goes, hallelujah, hallelujah, Jesus, thou thy living bread. So, George Martin is the composer of that. It's called Helen the Tune. Put a thumbs up if you know this one. You might not know it. There's 5 verses to it. Lord enthroned in heavy splendour. I do apologise to the cameraman, and he's not very organised. We have a comedy on that. We do beg your pardon. Do stand by there. If I hit any wrong notes, that's the keyboard. So he's back now.
Let's get it back to.
Are we here? Right, here we go.
Okay.
Lord and Hope throne really splendor. Lord in heavenly splendor. Enthroned in heavenly splendor.
That was splendid.
Now, notices.
Oh, notices.
You.
Yeah. I'll have to flip the camera this way, I think. Pass me a CD, Juliani, if you would.
CD.
Be my glamorous assistance.
What CD
assistance, or whatever you'd like to call it.
What CD?
There's only one CD there.
Oh, right, okay.
Thank you very much indeed. That's my superb assistance there. Did I say glamorous? You could call him that in that sort of term, if you want to call it that. But this thing here that I just want to mention about here, which is actually available very, very soon. In fact, I can tell you the information about it right now. For those people who watch the community section of Touring With Us here, this CD here looks a bit bright on here, but when you actually see it, it looks really, really lovely. And of course, it is the seaside of Hunstanton, which we recently visited for a video and did a short version of a live, even in the wind and extreme temperatures. And of course, it says Touring With Us themes. Basically, I picked a selection of themes that we use for our videos. And of course, if you're interested in getting a copy, then of course it'll be available on our eBay as soon as possible, as soon as we're able to put it up on there. So the price would be of course, that's what you're waiting to hear. And of course, when I said soon, I thought I'd mention it now on the Nice and Relaxing show. And of course, the price is going to be something like $3.99, something really reasonable price, like a price of a original CD back in the old days. You know, well, it's on the actual CD, so there's plenty to enjoy for $3.99. Not bad price, is it, Julian?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Julian's miles away there. He's thinking about the next song. Yeah. By the way, he is playing some improvised kind of music. Well, it's not improvised, but of course, it's he's picking tunes as he goes, which is improvised in that sort of way. But of course, not in the way that the hymns are laid out, which is mostly out of copyright hymns. So yeah. By the way, I'm Quack Quack. If you want to come up and say hello to the face behind the voice wherever you see me, because a lot of people have spotted me, and even in Hunstanton there was someone from Haverhill in Suffolk that spotted me in Hunstanton. Hello to all the mods as well if they're watching anywhere, and come and say hello to us. Don't be shy and come and say hello to us tonight and whenever, because you can watch on replay, and of course if you're watching on replay you can also comment as well. A lot of people don't know that, but of course maybe you do, maybe you don't, but of course there are a majority that don't know that, so I just thought I give you a reminder of that. So of course if you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. We're not a Q&A tonight, but of course if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and do use this space to do that. Free of charge, doesn't cost you 1 penny to do so.
But if you want any any questions about the music I'm playing, or
any requests, or just questions in general about the
a little bit of touring us, a little
a bit of mixture between the music and touring with us itself. And if you have any questions, you can still email touringwithusteam@gmail.com. We have had some emails regarding our channel to try and improve it to the next level. But of course, yes, we just enjoy what we do here. That's what we're here to do, entertain. And sorry, I had a cold in my throat as I spoke there. It must be the gassy Coke, as there has been stories in the news regarding, of course, the sweetener being not very good for you. But of course, we'll have to just go along with your own decisions on that, or make up your own mind of that. You know, it's coming from the World Health Organization. It's up to people what they decide on that one, whether you think it's healthy or not. We're not going to go into a political debate about it tonight. But anyway, we are going to go back to the Nice and Relaxing show, because that's what it's all about here. It's about you enjoying some really relaxing, tasting music performed on the organ by Juliani, which is known for Juliani Krabby. I was actually thinking of calling you Buzzing in the future, because you're buzzing to go, Julian.
Well,
that could be a sort of a new nickname for you, or a new stage name. We have had the question of why, of course, before I go on, I'll just quickly answer the question that has been beaming down, but a few people have actually spoke about it, or asked a question about why we've got so many stage names, and why do we call ourselves stage names. Well, if you look at David Jason, that's not his real name. I'm sure Jim Davidson's not his real name, is it?
It might,
Matthew Corbett from the Susie Show, that's not his real name. It's Peter Corbett. So there's several, of course, stage names out there. There's too many to name. I'm sure there's pop stars out there that use stage names and don't actually use their real name for a lot of reasons. So, yeah, is one stage name as well, which is one of our moderators. You've got Kim Smith, that's probably not a stage name, but of course, Nicky Gibbs and of course, Scott Smart, they're all moderators that come in from time to time. And we have had some of our fans come back to us, one of which came on our Facebook recently. So anyway, back to the NAR show, which is the Nice and Relaxing show. Perhaps we'll make a mug. And of course, if anybody wants to purchase a mug, of the NAR show. We'll have to make a really good one, I reckon.
Yes, we will do.
So it's over to you now, Julian.
Right, we have probably 2 tunes here on this one, but we'll do the tune 1 first. This one is called Day of Rest. Oh Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. Be thou forever near me, my master and my friend. Shall not fear the battle, thou art by her side, nor wander from the pathway if thou wilt be my guide. There's 5 verses of this. I'll do a couple of verses of the other tune in just a shake. The composer, beg your pardon, is called James William Elliott, 1833 to 1715. It's definitely over 100 years. Day of Rest is the tune. We'll do that first. Jesus, I have promised.
If you want to carry on over an hour, Julian, then feel free to do so, Julian. Depends how you want to finish the show tonight. It's up to you, Julian. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the NAR show exclusively to Touring With Us. You will get this nowhere else. We try not to bore you, not on our clocks.
Tune 2.
Before you go on, we do apologise about the light frickling, or whatever you like to call it, flickering through that whole session there, because it can be annoying when that light actually flickers through the actual system that we're trying to get people to watch. But we do apologise about that. It is a technical fault on our side, and of course do not adjust your sets. Anyway, tune number 2 coming.
Yeah, I need 2 verses of this. Well, there is 5 verses, but I'm only playing 2 of them. William Ferguson, 1874 to 1950. So it's 70 years, certainly 73 years old. So we should be all right with that. William Ferguson, called Wivenhoe. Yeah, there is a tune 3, but I can't play it because it's still in voice of copyright issues there. So that would have been the child's version of Jesus I Have Promised. So I can't sing that, so I'm afraid that the other tunes are fine. So we go to the next hymn, which is the last one, which is 2 versions of that hymn. 321 in my hymn. First one is John Stainer.
You don't have a tablet, do you?
No, I don't have a tablet.
So you can actually find the song there. Not
Right,
a tablet. Not a tablet you eat, Julian. It's one of those tablets where you find the music.
Yes. Tune 1 is Love Divine and Love Excelling. Same words of the tune 2. Love Divine and all love it. The joy of heaven has come down, filling the us the humble dwelling on all thy favour mercy's crown. Interesting. John Stein, 1840 to 1901. Listen again. 1840 to 1901. Over 100 years, YouTube fans. So, Love Divine, tune 1.
You make me laugh when you say that.
Tune 2, I'll go through that in just about this. I know there's 8 verses.
Quack quack.
I'm going to do.
Quack quack.
I'm going to do. I'll do 6 verses of Love Divine.
Each time I like a good song, it's quack quack.
Tune 2, I will do the first 3. Actually, 1 and 3 and 4. I leave the number 2 out because it's not. They're extra verses for some reason. There was a little bit of a mistake somewhere when somebody's when I played this one to just a second after the Love Divine. I'll keep you waiting. Love Divine, Love Excelling, tune number 1, John Stainer. Remember 1840 to 1901. Remember that.
Perfect. Turn it up. Turn it up, yo. Sorry, I was singing there.
have the tune 2. Now, when I played this about a few years back, 4 or 5 years back now, at St. Paris Church, which is a tourist place. Unfortunately, I'm not there now as much. There was for the former organist used to play there. Unfortunately, he passed away about 4 or 5 years ago now. He wouldn't be very pleased with the way this was written. Well, it was written a book for the choir for 4 verses, and the verses were changed right round, so the descant was in a different place when it was in a different way. So that was a little bit confusing there. So we're not going to play any descants, so there won't be any descants there. So Lovely Vine, Lovely Exciting tune number 2 is by William Rowlands. I say William Rowlands once again. 1860 to 1937. Remember that, YouTubers, fans here? 1860 to 1937. It's over 70 years, the copyright issues of that. As you see, it'll be 2007 by that. We're into 2023. So if you're at the maths, if you're good at maths, you'll know the copyright. 70 years mostly. The tune is called Line Win. It's a Welsh tune, actually. People prefer this tune to the one I originally played, which is tune number 1. It's John Stainer. I don't know why. John Stainer used to write crucifixions and things like that, and something around that time. So William Penrose Rowlands, 1860 to 1937. Remember that, people. Lovely Vine, Lovely Exciting is the last tune I'm going to play. Well, the last hymn rather I'm going to play. Then we've got a little voluntary at the end. Then I'm up feeling at the end with another just improvisation voluntary.
And you can put some beats to it as well.
Well, I might to.
Just as a little bit of a glamour towards the end.
Well, we'll see. It's not in my plans, but
no, you never know. See what he feels like.
Okay. We will start with the solo.
Let's go. say what lucky person you are still to have that organ working, because the other one behind you isn't. Just in case you're wondering why the other organ is not being played. But of course, yeah, we need someone to be able to be qualified to fix a buzzing sound. That's what it is. It does have a hue work to it, which we did use before, but of course, for some reason, when you switch the other organ on, the buzzing effect occurs. So if anyone here knows of any way of fixing it, you know, of course, it might need rewiring or a bit of cleaning inside. I don't know, because there's a lot of dust inside it anyway. But yeah, that's another thing altogether. If anyone knows of anything, do let us know. Send an email to touringwithusteam@gmail.com. But if there's any feedback about the show, it is the voice of Quack Quack here, formerly known as, of course, Nickalini Orange. So if there's any feedback whatsoever with Touring With Us in a sort of constructive way, sorry about the light here, because it is flickering in the camera there. But if there's any constructive feedback, please do email yet again, touringwithusteam@gmail.com. If you want to support the show tonight or anything that we do on Touring With Us, of course, GoFundMe email is in the description and on the community section of the channel itself. So please stay with us here. We've got a few more pieces yet to play. We're not done yet, but the show is nearly over.
Well, I'm playing the final organ voluntary, but there is another improvisation after that. So this one is Concerto in A minor after Vivaldi by Bach BWV 593. So it's a Bach piece, really. It's just the first movement of the A minor concerto. Comes from violins and things like that. And, so concerto in A minor. So here we go. Children by Bark.
Well, actually, we had a comment on there, Julian.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to catch up with it here. Helly B, I don't know where they're watching from, but of course it says, lovely Giuliano, thank you. Yeah, I think Giuliano, as in Giuliani, it's actually Giuliani, pronounced that way, but you're very close to it.
Well,
Okay, Julian. So, of course, do you want to say anything to that person? Whoever it is, I don't know if it's a female or male, but of course.
My name called Helen.
No, something called Helly B, I believe.
Helly B.
Helly B, yeah.
Helly B.
I presume they are a subscriber to the channel, but yeah. If anybody else is new and not yet subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up.
Now, I've found
thumbs up if you like that song as well.
I've got another, just a few can see.
Let's see how many thumbs up can we get? Can we get loads of thumbs up?
I've got
oh, we've got another thumbs up as we speak. We've even beaten the Richard McVeigh show, and when he didn't get no thumbs up once at all, when nobody knew him.
So
we'll talk about Richard McVeigh in just a moment. So
right,
yeah,
it was a fugue to play by Bach. It's another one. It's in C minor, 549. I'm just going to play the fugue to do the improvisation. I think there's about 2, 3, 4 pages to it. Actually, it's just the fugue of it.
Okay. Bravo. Yeah, that was amazing. So how do you play those quick notes though? You know, how does a professional do it, Julian? I know you're not really that class, but I mean, you know, you're amateur sort of professional, I would say your standard, isn't it? Sort of in between, you know. In between amateur and semi-pro.
Yeah.
But anyway, how does a professional do it, Julian? You know,
it needs a big organ to play it on, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just amazing because you play so many fast notes, and to keep up with that is amazing.
It doesn't get. I haven't played a long time. You know, it's to do with sight reading as well.
So you guess it half of the time.
Well, a little bit if you know it. You got to listen to the.
It's incredible, isn't it?
You got to listen to the music to do it.
It's really amazing, and it's astonishing.
To play it, it just needs a bit of sight reading, a bit of piano work, that fingering as well. It's just knowing it by heart, right? And reading music. You got to remember the music in your head. That's what down to be, folks out there. If you are a pianist or want to be a pianist, you can do that. You start from the bottom. It's like playing the clarinet and then working your way up from that to the saxophone. So the saxophone is a completely different instrument. It's the same sort of wind instrument, but it's near enough. It's a work your way up. It's like the chord to the trumpet. We haven't got a trumpet stop, but it's very similar to a trumpet. It's called the saxophone stop. That's what I was using for the solo, but it's not much echo for that to stop to use. It's nice sound to it anyway. So we're going to start the improvisation and finish tonight
with some beats, hopefully.
Not beans.
Not beans, but beats.
Oh.
Yeah, right. So you're actually going to finish up with a little bit of glamorous beats here, because you're in the mood for it. So
I had to be careful with the beats on the left hand on the bottom menu.
Try the top menu instead.
Right, see if there you go.
Yeah.
We have to turn the balance down.
We don't want it too loud; it will disturb the neighbours.
So it's like, look.
Yeah, it's a figuration kind of thing.
Yeah, it shouldn't have to do that.
No, you just make it up with that as well, because it's a figuration. Because every time you press a note, then like maybe I can do something with it. How about out there for a little show? Let's see if we can have one more thumbs up for that. We'll see. So, yeah, just a quick reminder then before we leave you here. I'll flick over just for a second. I'll come back to you in just a moment. Hello there, Quack Quack to you all. And, of course, yes, what a Quack Quack. I have to say towards the end of that glamorous kind of add glam kind of music attached with some beats and figurations and all that kind of thing. So it's not normally what he does, but of course just as it's the end of the show. So yeah, if you want to play something in the background to just finish up with as I speak. So it's really, really nice, relaxing, isn't it? So that's Juicy Joy, isn't it? of Man's Desiring by Johann I can't even say the word. Johann Sebastian Bach. which is well out of copyright kind of music. But he's playing it very, very slowly as well. So a quick reminder, of course, if anybody wants a copy of this, we are giving away one of these for $3.99 a copy. I've only got one to begin with. I hope to have more in due course. If you have a look at that, you can see the sea. And it does look brighter than that, which is what you're seeing on the camera screen right now. So if you do want a copy of that, hopefully they'll be available very much soon on the eBay. If you're not familiar with eBay shop, do go on there. There's a lot of Touring With Us stuff which you can also buy. We are hoping to sell some postcards as well, also some key rings that we've got to give away on the shop. And of course, yes, that includes a postcard with, of course, a signature of us on it, and of course some mugs as well, which is also nice as well. Go to our eBay shop for more details. Details. So it does say Touring With Us on here, but in reverse order. You can see how lit up it looks now just by that print there. How amazing is that? So yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with the printing of that. So yeah, that was taken whilst we was in Hunstanton recently, that photograph, and it's amazing what you can do with printing work these days. So yeah, my thanks to Juliani, Crabby at the moment, of course. Crabs from the sea, as we say. But yeah, hopefully he'll like the name of Buzzing, because he's buzzing to go. And it's something to do with the buzzing of that other organ in the background. So, of course, yes, he's playing away to finish up with. If you've got anything else to add, Julian, do say now.
Well, thank you very much indeed, ladies
Before
and
the
gentlemen.
start again because the camera blurred out there.
Thank you very much.
Everybody wants to see you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed the evening, which is full of
joy and passion.
blimey hymns, whatever we call it. A very good section of love hymns and
entertainment,
generals. If anyone's got a question, I know
commentary, live
or
footage.
That will be to play again. I don't know whether next national what do you call it, music.
It won't be one next week because we're away, won't we?
Near enough, yeah.
We'll be doing some stuff for Touring With Us in Norfolk.
So
heading back to Norfolk way. Come and join us for that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people enjoying that.
It will be back. I would say each month to 2 times a month, depending on what we're doing. So, so it's hard work to get the music in as well. It's just not just that. You just got. I had to pick those hymns out of a drop of my head,
just by random.
By random. So. Thank you much, whoever's been watching. Keep in.
God bless you all.
And God bless you all. And
stay safe.
Stay safe. And
we'll see you next time. Hopefully, in about a couple of weeks' time, maybe.
We'll see
how we feel if we're not holiday lagged.
And plus, how hot it is.
Not Great Yarmouth lagged. Yeah, it can be, can't it?
We don't know how hot it's going to be by the end of July. They say it's going to be about 40 degrees.
And I reckon it's going to be thundering on the weekend as well. We'll see on that. But we won't be going that weekend or this weekend. It'll be the following week.
So bear in mind, we do have the shows on. We give you updates.
It's nice to be back though.
Yeah, we give you updates.
Quack quack to you.
We can. So if you enjoyed the music and want some requests out 70 years of copyright issues for YouTube purposes only. So if you want to do that, drop us a line. So if you have already subscribed for free, don't bother describing it, otherwise you'll just take the subscribe button off. But if you've already done it, don't worry.
Do it back and subscribe back to us.
It is free of charge, so don't worry.
Doesn't cost you a penny.
Somebody else's firms do.
But if you wish to support the channel in any way, feel free to use the GoFundMe section.
Music situations, and bear in mind. So
we need to keep going, you know. Without your support, we can't do that.
From me, freelance organist Juliani and Nickalini, whatever his name is.
Quack Quack.
Quack Quack. And
yeah, Quack Quack to all the tunes tonight, Julian.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to say Quack Quack each tune that you play.
And if you want to hear a better version of organ music, try Richard Reveille on a Sunday evening.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention that.
8 to 11.
Each and every Sundays.
Sunday evening
from about 8 o'clock onwards. It's a very, very good organ, that is, and it uses HuteWork, which is a software inside the virtual organ and virtual church classical kind of hymns that people request and choose for him to play. And I don't know if he plays his own kind of music as well, but of course he does put a voluntary of his own at the end, you know. So
until then, we'll
ta-ra!
Ta-ra for that, and we will keep you updated for the next nice and relaxing music show. I can't remember what my show is called anyway.
The nice and relaxing show, NAR show.
I shouldn't tell you I was a comedian, no. I'll tell you.
Yeah, and we thought we once told you that, but we never told you that.
Oh dear.
I was once a poet, but I never told you that.
Well, do you know what?
I was once a comedian. I never told you that either.
Well, I can leave you with this mic, but it doesn't belong to me.
And we'll leave that all racing through your mind as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, cheerio for now, and stay safe.
And goodbye. And have a nice evening.
A nice day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't do anything silly.
Good night.
Good night.
Just a quick good night from me also, and if you notice, I've been using this fluffy microphone. I think Julian found it recently, so yeah, it does fall off the microphone sometimes, so we do apologise about that, and we do apologise, by the way, of the technical issues that we had with the light showing on the camera lens, but yeah, it's out of our control sometimes. Something to do with the lighting that beams onto the camera lens for whatever reason. I did actually see that when I was watching it in the other room, but yeah, I find it very, very annoying. Hopefully, of course, it didn't affect your viewing performance. But yeah, by the way, we were talking about sweeteners in cans. How many of you are still buying these Coca-Colas? But yeah, we won't have too many because, of course, there's a lot of caffeine in it as well. So yeah, I suppose that's a little bit of a drug, isn't it?
Well, so alcohol.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than the other stuff, but of course, yeah, I won't go into that detail as well. But no, yeah, I think people will still carry on drinking these, but you know, I think you know, they'll start going to the Coke Zeros and things like that. But yeah, you know, make your own mind up about that. Of course, it's been recently in the news. I think it was GB News or mainstream news, Sly News, whatever it is. They talk about all this stuff, saying that, of course, it's at health risk, you know. But anyway, never mind about that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, we'll leave that racing for your mind, and thank you so much. Here we're going to say quack quack, as in good night. Let's say it together. Good night, and God bless. There we go. I'll leave that. Oh, hang on. There you go. There you are. Hang on, the camera's falling over. Last goodbye, Julian.
Good night, everybody, and stay
God
safe.
bless.
God bless.